Today, I want to talk to you about a campground membership funnel. In If you haven't gone through our training on what a lead magnet, trust trigger, a core offer is, then you might want to take a look at that. But I'll give you a brief overview. The purpose of this funnel is to help you diagram out for your sales team and everyone to stay on track to make sure that you don't lose track of a prospect as they come into your system. Okay. So your prospect may come in as an email from a paid traffic source like uh, AdWords ad or a digital display ad, a video that you're running, a social media post, chat bots. However, you've introduced yourself to this customer or this prospect, and you want to bring them into what I call a lead magnet page, because the idea is to create a lead that gets them to stick. Okay, it magnetizes. But some people call these pages landing pages or a splash page or lots of different names. Okay. It's one single page that's directed towards your primary audience. Now, it's really important when you're doing a landing page to make sure that you are aware of who your primary audience is and you've gone through our training on creating a customer avatar. So make sure you've taken a look at that. It's one of the most important things in marketing is to know who you're talking to and what they want. But your lead magnet wants to show them, typically, you want to kind of show a problem and how you can fix it. Their problem may be they're stuck in the city and they're burned out on their job and they need to get a vacation, and how you can help them with that, or what they can do to get out and go fishing and camping, or um, maybe helping grandpa and grandma have a place to take the grandkids that's somewhat technologically cut off so that they can play board games, those kind of things. But the lead magnet also wants to be something of value, typically between $100 and $500 in value, that you can give them for free in exchange for their name, email address, and maybe their phone number. So you're trying to create a feeling of reciprocity, excuse me, and the idea is you give them something and they want to give you in return their contact information. It could be something as simple as a PDF, a report. It could be a report on the local area and the things to do in the local area. It could be a report on how to camp with your dog. If that's your target. The key here is you need to know who your target audience is first and what their needs and desires are, so you can create a lead magnet that helps them with their need. Okay. From there, once they've seen the lead magnet, the goal is to have them opt in and choose to get the lead magnet. Now, this is where they would fill in their name and email address. Once they've completed that, then we move them into the trust trigger. Now, in this area, once they've completed it, now we have their email, and we can start them out on an email sequence that leads them back to the trust trigger, or back to the lead magnet, or to the trust trigger, depending on whether they move forward in this series or not. So if they came here and completed it, didn't go to your trust trigger, then we just keep bringing them back around. The retargeting pixel also allows us to retarget them for other offers or other things that you might be able to do. And I have another training on retargeting. The trust trigger, once we get them through this system, they've opted in, and maybe you could do the trust trigger at the same time with an automated sequence, or you could do it a couple of days later, depending on which way you wanted to do it. But the trust trigger, again, is something that has a lot of value, but you want them to pay a tiny amount for it in exchange. Okay. Uh, the idea is to get them to spend a little bit of money, but to create trust with them by giving them something of really, really good value. So, an example might be, instead of trying to go straight to the core offer of maybe, so many people give away a 3-night stay if you come and listen to our presentation. The trust trigger might be, why don't you sell them a $225 cabin stay for, $50, something like that. Okay. Um, so now you can advertise it at 80% off. Get them to see the area, and then offer them after they bought the trust trigger. You can offer them to get the $50 back for free if they come and do a presentation. And if they don't, it's okay because you got them into the campground. They got to get the feel of what's going on, and you've created a relationship with them. After you've got that relationship, now they've registered, you have their information, and you can start retargeting them because you know that they're very interested in what's going on. So they're going to give them the trust trigger, they're going to be registered, you're going to send them a confirmation, they're going to come and visit the property. And while they're at the property, if you can get them to do a sales presentation, and this is where you would offer them when they set up their appointment to come to the property, you could offer them the sales presentation as a way to get a special offer. Okay. So this would be where you introduce your core offer. Now, when they set up to visit the property, you're also going to retarget them here. So you're going to have a tracking mechanism of who is coming in a different way to market to them. When they come to the sales presentation, this is where you're going to present that core offer, and you're going to talk to them about, all the things that you can do for them. But make sure that this presentation is set up so that you have a downsell that you can give them if they don't want the whole deal that you're offering them at first. And you don't want to make this high pressure. One of the big problems with this funnel is people tend to try to go for the kill right away. In other words, they skip all the front of this and go straight to here. Remember, one customer isn't as important as the 7 people that customer knows. So here what you're trying to do is create relationships. Now, once you've created that relationship, if they said no to the purchase, you put them into an email sequence that offers them other things later on that obviously they're not going to get the same deal they would have got if they signed up here, but it might be a good deal, and reminds them so that they can tell their friends. So you're trying to get referrals through this email sequence and send them back to another trust trigger. If they say yes to your basic offer, then you can move them into your members area. You can put them into an autoresponder. You can do an email sequence, see if you can get them to refer someone else, or move them into an upsell later on for a better or a different type of membership, which you then retarget, and then just keep doing the circle all over again. So that's the membership, campground membership funnel. Drive them in, bring them to a lead magnet, a trust trigger, your core offer, and then continue to follow up with the client and forever.